This is the lesson for tutorial with division with decimals. Some of you were having a hard time on your division with decimals, and we just need a little more practice on it. So hopefully this tutorial will help you out. More practice will help, along with, if you have not memorized your math facts yet, keep working on those because that will help you in your division a lot. So we'll do a we do and a you do and see how that goes, and then you'll go ahead and go on to your practice problems. So let's start this we do 5.231 divided by 2.3. This symbol that you've been seeing on your papers also means division. So if you were wondering what that meant, that means division. It's just I can't type the division sign on the paper. This is the symbol I use instead. So 5.231 divided by 2.3. So that first number, 5.231, goes inside the house, and 2.3 goes outside the house. Now when we have decimals in the dividend, the one inside here, if that was the only decimal and there wasn't one sitting outside in our divisor as well, I would just float that straight up and divide like normal. But in this problem I have a decimal in my divisor, and so I need to move it out of there. So let's move it out of there. And I take as many steps as I need to get to the end of that number. Basically I'm multiplying that number by 10 or 100 or 1,000, however many steps it is what I'm multiplying it by. In this case I multiplied by 10 to get it to the end of that number, one spot. So I moved it one spot to get out of that number, but I'm only allowed to do that because I promised to match it inside the dividend. So I'm going to multiply by 10 here, or match that movement inside the dividend. Then pop that decimal straight up, and once you've done that, you're ready to just divide like normal. So first off, make sure you do your gel cells. If you are not using graph paper to divide, then make sure to draw your gel cells here. And what I've been noticing as you guys have been dividing, that some of you kind of divide off to an angle like that, and one little spot off in the wrong place is going to throw everything off. So it's real important that you keep things nice and in line. So we're going to ask ourselves, does 23 fit into 5? No, it doesn't. And definitely put the 0 to say so, because here's another mistake I've been seeing, is some of you will say, well, 23 doesn't fit into 5, but 23 fits into 52 two times, and you're putting the 2 here. But what that means is that 23 fits into 5 two times, and that's not what you're trying to say, and it throws off your whole answer. So be careful where you put the information. Put the 0 to hold your place so you don't put things in the wrong place. Now I'm asking myself, does 23 fit into 52? Yeah, it does. I'm thinking pretty close to 2 times, because 23 is close to a quarter, 25 cents, and 52 is close to 50 cents. So well, let's just go ahead and do 23 times 2 in our math lab. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4, that is 46, that fits. And notice I put the 2 above the 52 because that's the last number of what I was dividing into. So now I have to subtract, and here I'll need to borrow because I can't do 2 and take 6 away from that. So I borrow. 12 take away 6 is 6, 4 take away 4 is nothing. Check and make sure your remainder is less than your divisor. This is something that if you check this now on each step, then you don't end up making a big mistake all the way through and having it wrong. So you can catch that mistake before it becomes a problem. So if it was the same as your divisor or higher than your divisor, you would have known, oops, it would go in more times there. So always keep an eye out for that. Once you've checked that, bring down your next player. 23 into 63. 2 for sure. I'm looking over here. Possibly 3, but I don't think so. I think 3 is going to blow my eyebrows off. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. Yeah, that blew my eyebrows off. So it's a 2 again. And that gives me 46. Subtract, I'll have to borrow. 13 take away 6 is 7. 5 take away 4 is 1. Check to make sure the remainder is less than the divisor. It is. Then bring down the next player. 23 into 171 and 171. It's going to be kind of a lot. 23 is close to a quarter, 25 cents, and 171 is close to $1.75. So that would be 4 quarters for $1 and 3/4 for 75 cents. That's times 7. So let me try times 7. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 2 is 14, 15, 16. Yeah, that fits. And it's not going to fit more than that. So 161. 0. 7 take away 6 is 1. Check and make sure remainder is smaller than divisor. It is. And notice that here's my decimal. I've gone 1 spot over, 2 spots to the pennies place. So all I need here is to find out, is this next number going to be an up or stay number. So I throw this down, and really the number I need to know is the 5. Is 5 going to fit, 5 or more, or less than 5? So I'll just do times 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11. That is too high. So whatever this is probably a 4, but whatever it is, it's a stay. It's less than a 5. So she's going to say, stay the same. So he does. And your answer should be 2.27, or 2 27/100ths. Okay, now it's your turn to try one. This is the you do. Go ahead and try this one and see how you do. Push pause and then push play when you're ready to check your answer. All right, so you've gotten as far as you can until you either got stuck or until you got an answer, and let's check your answer. We have 43.27 divided by 1.3. There is a decimal in my divisor, so I've got to move it. It only took me 1 spot to get to the end, so I match it 1 spot, float that decimal straight up, and draw your gel cells. And remember to keep everything nice, neat, and straight. Will 13 fit into 4? No. Go ahead and say so. Will 13 fit into 43? Yeah, it will. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times. It's got to be 3. I think 4 is going to be too much. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. And 13 times 4, you add 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Oh yeah, that's too high. 3 it is. And you get 39. Borrow. 13 take away 9 is 4. 3 take away 3 is 0. Yes, my remainder is less than my divisor, so I can continue, bring the next player. 13 into 42, that's going to be 3 again. Then that's 39. I need to borrow to subtract that. 12 take away 9 is 3. 3 take away 3 is 0. Yes, my remainder is less than my divisor. I can bring my next player. 13 times 3 is 39, which is too high this time. So it's going to be 13 times 2, which is 26. 7 take away 6 is 1. 3 take away 2 is 1. 11 is less than 13. I need to keep going because my decimal is here and I need to go over far enough to round it to the pennies place, so hundredths place. So bring down a 0. 13 is going to fit into 110 many times. Let's try, I'm going to try an 8. It's going to be a high number. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 1 is 8, 9, 10. Ooh, nice. Good guess. If I put another 13 on that, it's going to go over. So it's an 8. I have to borrow. 10 take away 4 is 6. 0 and 0. Yes, my remainder is less than my divisor. One last time, and remember this one is the rounding number. Is it an up or a stay number? Times 4 was 52. I'm looking at my math lab here. Times 5 would be, add 13 to that, you're looking at 65, which will be too high. So it's got to be a 4, which is a stay. So she says, stay the same. So he does. So you're going to end up with 33.28 as your answer. Hopefully you got that answer as you went through it. If you need to rewind at any point and listen to how to go about these two problems again, go ahead and do that. If you're understanding or feel like you have an understanding of the division now, go ahead and try the tutorial problems and bring those to me with the answers. If you are still not sure about this, you can practice a few more with me. Come see me and we'll practice a few more together.